The 2018 Honda Pilot is one of the true three-row SUVs out there. You can fit 8 people in it. You can put a ton of stuff in the back of it. It's fuel efficient, it's got good power, and this is the Elite trim, and we have a lot of goodies. So let's dive in. Before I get started, I want to thank Honda Cars of Rockwall in Rockwall, Texas for letting me make this video possible. They were super generous to let me show you the Honda Pilot. I'll be sure to put all their information down below in the description box. If you're in the DFW area, please be sure to check them out and tell them Nolan from YouTube sent you. Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to my channel, please check out other videos and consider subscribing. With this 2018 Honda Pilot Elite trim level, it is loaded. Starting around front, you've got the new, as of 2016 model year, new front end design. They definitely changed the way this vehicle looks compared to the previous boxy generation. With this model, we do get LED headlights standard. This is the only trim level you can get LED headlights as an option. It does have LED daytime running lights as well, wrapping around the lights right up there. Those will come on the EX trim level and up. We do also have halogen fog lights down below. I have the hazards on so you can see what those look like. What do you guys think of the looks here? Looking up front, I think it looks, fairly aggressive for a vehicle like this. If you see this at night and you see those lights, it definitely makes a statement. The rest of the vehicle does have a bit of a minivan look, but it is nicely sculpted, and I think Honda did a pretty good job. Standard on the Touring and the Elite, you do get 20-inch wheels right there. You will get 18-inch wheels on the lower trims. Another feature we get are LED turn signals in the mirrors, which are a nice safety feature, and I think they look nice as well. This does come with the smart key system, which I will show you in a little bit. We do have LED tail lights in the back. This is also a power adjustable tailgate, and as you can see right over there, this is the all-wheel drive Elite trim level. So when you look at it from the back and from the side, this is what you got. What do you guys think? Up above, it does have some roof rails. You can get some crossbars as well as an addition. One cool thing that this vehicle has is it has acoustic glass on the passenger window and the windshield on this trim level to help eliminate outside noise. And it has active noise cancellation once you move inside the cabin. What do you say we dive in and take a look? So if you're getting a Honda Pilot, this might be one reason why you're going to get one. In the back, you can see the backup camera. Right underneath of there, push the button, and the power tailgate will go up. It's not the fastest, but it's not the slowest either. Right up above is the handle and the button to control opening and closing it. And like I said, this is height adjustable. Now let's dive in. As you can see in the third row, that seat is down. This one is up. One cool feature here, pull this. First of all, you have a space right there where you can store some stuff, and then your spare tires underneath. Or you can actually remove this and stash it down there for a flatter loading floor. And if you want to take it up, you pull it up and just set it right up on the railing there again. In order to get these seats down, pull on this, and down they go, nice and easy, just like that. And then, like I said, if you have this up, then you'll have a nice flat load floor. You can get a total of about 84 cubic feet in the back of the Pilot in terms of cargo capacity. As usual with Honda, on both sides they do have a nice large storage, probably big enough to fit a flashlight or fit some jumper cables, and this is on both sides. On each side we do have a little hook right here, maybe for grocery bags or hooking anything else up. Overall, it's a pretty wide open space here. Definitely a lot that you could fit in here. Nice wide opening as well. And the load floor really isn't too high either. It's about mid-thigh when I move up to it. Over here on the side, if you need to plug anything in, you do have a 12-volt power outlet as well. And then right up there on both sides, this little metal right here is a little tie down that you can access. In addition, you do have a cargo light right up there. Standard on the Pilot is a 3.5 liter V6. I'm really glad that that is standard because really there's no business having a 4-cylinder in a vehicle this size, like the Toyota Highlander that I just reviewed. It comes standard with a 4-cylinder. The V6 puts out 280 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque, which is competitive for its class. This particular model, the Touring and the Elite trim both, will come with a 9-speed push-button automatic transmission. Front-wheel drive on the 9-speed, you'll get 20 in the city and 27 on the highway. All-wheel drive will drop 1 mile per gallon. Another option is a 6-speed automatic in which you'll get 19 in the city and 27 on the highway with front-wheel drive, and those will drop to 18 and 26 with all-wheel drive. With this power plant, if you have all-wheel drive, you can tow up to 5,000 pounds. Before we go inside real quick, I want to show you the key fob. This is a really nice feeling key fob. It does have a long-range remote start. And the smart key system right here, in order to use that, see this button on the door? You push that button, it will lock and you'll see the mirror flash. If you want to get inside, have the key on you, put your hand in the door, and open we go. Now that I've moved inside the Pilot, you'll find that it's pretty comfortable. It does have perforated leather seats that are heated and ventilated. You do have 10-way power options here and 4-way power on the passenger side. These seats actually do have a little bit of bolstering to them, so they give you a little bit of a hug. At 5'9", I have tons of headspace, and this is where I would sit comfortably. In terms of the steering wheel, it's got a pretty decent amount of space, going in and out and up and down. Starting right here on the door, you do have a nice, pretty softly padded armrest and some decent materials over here. I really like their storage compartment system. You have one here, one there, as well as a deeper one down below. You do get automatic windows for the driver and the passenger, as well as 2-position memory seats for these nice leather perforated seats right here. Memory seats are so nice if you're ever sharing a vehicle with someone. On the door, you get your button to open the fuel door, which is capless actually. You just stick the pump right in, and then the button for the rear tailgate. Once we hop inside, see how the door sounds? Right away, over here, this is actually a little marker for the blind spot monitoring system. They're not in the mirror like some vehicles, but they are right there, and they do come with the rear cross traffic alert. You have your mirror settings down there, as well as the buttons to turn off your parking sonar, your road departure, as well as your collision mitigation. And then right here you have your traction and stability control button. The Econ button is for saving fuel economy. It basically just dulls your throttle response. Overall, this interior right here, the steering wheel is leather wrapped. It feels pretty nice. It's nice and soft. I just wish it was a little bit thicker, maybe with some sport grips up here to give it a better feel. Like I said, it does have remote start, but since the key's in the car, all you have to do, foot on the brake, push the button, and it'll start right up. Using buttons on the steering wheel, you do have control over that nice digital display there in the middle. You can scroll through different features. It will tell you a message if the vehicle has something for you, such as the low fuel that you saw a little bit ago. You can see your direction, navigation, your trip computer, your oil life, and you can reset different settings on here as well. The instrument cluster is pretty simple. You do have a digital speedometer up top, which is pretty nice. You can just glance at it real easily. The steering wheel does have quite a few buttons on it. As you can see, we have buttons to control the stereo over here, as well as control the different pages that you are available to see on the screen. Right here you have your calling features, and even further down with this button you have a heated steering wheel. So nice to have. Moving over to the right, this main button helps you control some of your Honda sensing features. This is the button for the road departure, as well as your standard cruise control and your distance setting right there. As we go further down, these arrows help you scroll through the screen on the front, the information display between the cluster, and you can reset different things right there when you're in your settings. If you go with an EX trim level and up, you will get this 8-inch touchscreen, and it is purely touch. There are not actually any buttons. Even the volume, you have to use this slider up and down in order to control it, unless you do it on the steering wheel. In addition to that, it is pretty prone to fingerprints, as you can see a glare on there right now. If I shut the sunroof, it's better, but it definitely does not, defer glare very well. It is fairly responsive. As you can see, you do have navigation. You can connect your phone through wire or through Bluetooth. There's information that you can access on this screen, as well as many different audio sources. Honda Link is actually kind of cool. There's different features you can do with that, and you can sync it up with your phone to control, for example, even your remote start from your phone. There's the rear audio button, and I'll cover a little bit more later because this has a rear entertainment. Smartphone connection, you do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and then your typical settings button right over there. As we move further down, we do have 3-tier climate control. You get different settings for you and the passenger, as well as the rear AC controls. So you can control yours over here. Right now it's synchronized so that they'll both go the same. You can unsync that, and then the passenger can get whatever they want, which is always nice to have. Even further down, we have 3-tier heated seats as well as ventilated seats on both driver and passenger. And right here is where the Blu-ray DVD player is for the rear seat entertainment system. If we go a little bit further down, right here you have a standard 12-volt power outlet. Here you have your connection USB for Apple CarPlay, and then you have a fast charging USB port right there. There's a pretty nice large flat mat right here. You could lay a lot of things on here, and it's fairly tall as well. We do have 2 pretty normal size cup holders here. They are not adjustable. There's not an insert as far as I know, but my water bottle does fit in there pretty easily, and it does have a little bit of extra room as well. This is the 9-speed button transmission right here. It's a little bit interesting. Just as typical push button down for park, you actually pull this little knob back in order to go in reverse. You can push down for neutral, your drive, or your sport mode, the S mode, which lets you control paddle shifters on the steering wheel. Then right here, this is your terrain selection. If you have an all-wheel drive Pilot, you can push that button, and then right up there you'll see normal mode, snow mode, mud, sand, depending on what kind of terrain and what kind of situation you're in. Then if you go down again, this is the idle stop button. If you stop for longer than 2 seconds, the engine will shut off unless you have that button turned off. But that feature is to help save fuel in stop and go traffic. As we go back even further, we have a huge flat piece right here, and you get that because you have ratcheting armrests. So, for example, each passenger has their own armrest like this, and you can fixate it wherever you want, and they're also nice and soft. I like these because you don't have to share with your passenger. If we pull this back, it reveals another power port here, as well as an auxiliary and fast charging USB port right there. There's a ton of space down here, and it's got a sliding storage piece right here if you want to keep something out of the huge mess down below. There's a little bit of space underneath back there. Otherwise, just a nice wide open storage. In your mirrors, Honda will give you a vanity mirror with 2 vanity lights. You do get an automatic dimming rear view mirror, which is always nice to have. And your map lights are actually both LED, so they're nice and bright. You have controls for 3 different garage doors to sync up to home right there, as well as your controls for your moonroofs. And you actually have 1 normal moonroof and 1 panoramic roof in the back that I'll show you in a second. Right up above, we have normal sunglass holder. You can tick it up like that for a conversation mirror so that you can see what's going on in those extra seats back there. Honda does give you a lock and glove box as well. It's a soft dampening opening glove box, and it's actually a little smaller than I would expect in a vehicle of this size, but it's enough. Now, one thing I really like about these Hondas lately is if you shift into reverse, you get a 3-way camera. As you can see, wide angle right here, traditional right there, and then just a straight top-down view. And not to mention, you do get dynamic guidance lines when you turn the wheel, so you know where you're going. Now that I'm in the back seat of the Pilot, one thing that I don't like, just like the Ridgeline, is that these doors just don't open a whole lot. You know, it's not a big deal for most people, but if you have some big items that you want to get back here, or if you just need more space to get in, that might be a problem. In terms of my seating position, I've got pretty good thigh support. I've got a good amount of foot space, good amount of knee space. These seats can move forward and backwards. This is all the way forward and my knees are up against it, but any further back, it's comfortable. These are the captain's chairs, and they are heated, and there's a lot of goodies in here, so come on in and check it out. Now that I'm in the back seat, as you can see, you do get the same nice soft padding right there. Two cup holders or bottle holders right there, and a storage compartment here and a deeper one right back in there. On the doors, you do also get the sunshade that pulls right up and attaches right up there on both the left and the right side of the vehicle. As I showed you earlier, this is with the seat scooted all the way forward. My knee is up against the backrest. If you're a shorter driver and you need a tall passenger back here, they might be able to fit if you have that seat scooted up, but it's not too bad. Not to mention, I do have a pretty generous amount of headroom right now, and my hair is not touching the ceiling. Now this is with the back seat all the way back and where I would sit at 5'9". Plenty of knee space, a decent amount of foot space. Down below, there's actually not a huge wide space for you to put your feet. There's plenty of room up and down, but I've seen wider, so that's one complaint. I do sit up fairly high in here, so I don't feel like my knees are way up in my chest in these second rows. These captain's chairs are heated. You do get captain's chair standard on the Elite trim, otherwise you get a bench seat going across in lower trims. These have the same ratcheting armrests, which are very comfortable. You have a nice huge space to just store whatever you want, as well as 2 cup holders there. And here's where the fun starts. You get a 9-inch entertainment screen for these rear passengers with a remote. And like I showed you up there, you can plug in a DVD up there. Otherwise, you do have an HDMI output. You have 2 fast charging outputs, or 2 fast charging ports over on the side over there, as well as a traditional plug-in right here. Audio video controls there, rear seat climate control right here, and then your heated seat buttons right there. Now this is the place to be if you're going to be riding in the Pilot. Not to mention, you get a big giant second moonroof in the back right here. The driver can have their little one, but you can have this one right here. Alright, one cool feature about this, these seats do recline, which I failed to mention, so you can get comfortable that way. But in order to get into the third row, all you have to do is just push that button, one button, and that seat will slide forward. Now you're going to watch this live, almost live, me trying to get in. Like I showed, that door doesn't open up a ton, so my rear end is bumping up against it when I'm trying to get in here. I hope none of my friends would throw me back in the third row anyways. Okay. So I'm into the third row. It's time to try pulling that seat back and see if I fit. Hey, look at that. I actually have some knee space. I'm really surprised by this. So my knees are riding a little high. I don't have the thigh support, but for a short trip, this really wouldn't be too bad. And as you can see, if you need just one person back here, you can fold the other seat down. And there is technically a middle seat here, but it is very skinny. Now once you're back here, you do get an air vent right there. You get 3 little bottle holders right here. You get a pretty decent view with that moonroof right there. And if you want, you could even bother your second row passengers and stick your feet right up through those captain's chairs. Now in order to get out of here, it's just as easy. All you have to do, push that button, and there it goes. Now that feature is only standard on the higher trims. If you go with the lower trims, it will just be your traditional manual folding seats. So what did you guys think? That's going to wrap everything up. You know, there's really a whole lot that you can like about the Pilot. If you need to move people with an actual adult worthy third row seat, if you need a bunch of cargo space, maybe you need to tow something up to 5,000 pounds, something with all-wheel drive, then this is a great vehicle for you if you don't want to go for a minivan or you don't want to go for a truck. This is the Elite trim, so it is pretty expensive, getting close to $50,000, but the Honda Pilot does offer a lot of value on some lower trims such as the EX as well. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Please check out some other videos. For example, I just got done with the Toyota Highlander Limited video, which is a direct competitor to this. Please be sure to check it out. Leave some comments. Please consider subscribing for more weekly videos. And thank you so much. Have a great day.